Hi there, students. To smooth over. To smooth something over. To smooth it over. Okay, this is to make a problem appear less serious. To make it look easier to solve, or indeed to make it easier to solve. Let's see, for example, if my hair's sticking up everywhere, it's very short now, so I can't. But I might smooth it over to get it to sit down. And you could smooth over a problem. So I smoothed over the problems between the two parties. I made the problems less serious. I tried to make them easier to solve. I talked to both parties. But notice, this phrasal verb, to smooth something over, it can either be to make it less problematic or to make it appear less problematic without decreasing how problematic it is. So I managed to smooth things over between my mum and dad. They were having a terrible argument, and I managed to smooth things over. The client asked about the scandal that was in the newspapers about our company, and I managed to smooth things over to satisfy him that it wasn't a real problem. So if you smooth over something, you either treat something rapidly, you gloss over it, you avoid dealing with the situation properly, you just jump over it, or to smooth over, to actually make things better. So it can be either, for example, to pacify rumours, to decrease the intensity of it, particularly to smooth over the cracks. So if you're smoothing over the cracks, they're less visible. But are the cracks still there or not? Maybe yes, maybe no. And that to me really is the question. So you smooth over a disagreement. You make it seem less serious than it really is. Don't worry about getting the documents in on time. That's a problem that I can smooth over, that I can resolve. So to smooth over a problem, you make it less serious, you make it easier to deal with, or make it seem less serious, make it seem less important by talking to both sides. So you try to deal with it, to disguise it almost, to make it look more reasonable and less like a problem, and I think that's the idea of smooth something over, to make it seem less serious than it really is. So to smooth it over, so it's a separable phrasal verb. To attempt to smooth over the violent arguments that they've been having. So you try to make it easier to deal with, or you try to make it look easier to deal with. You're smoothing over a situation. You're making light of a fault or an unpleasant situation. I told a rather tasteless joke, and then I tried to smooth it over, and I resolved the problem. He smoothed over my disappointment by speaking kindly to him. So it's to make something less severe, less irreconcilable. It will make it appear, at least, to be less problematic. You gloss over it. It would be difficult to smooth over the differences which have existed for so many years. The negotiator managed to smooth over the bad feelings between them. I tried to smooth over the awkwardness of the situation. Okay, so I was anxious to smooth over the situation to avoid extremes. The first meeting was rather awkward, and I did my best to smooth over this awkwardness. I'm sure when they get to know each other, that will be it. Okay, so to smooth something over, I think I'm going to give it a 4.5 in formality. This is a phrase that you use with relationships between people. And smooth is flat. So to smooth over, I've got this idea of stroking your hand over it so that it's not so rough, it doesn't look so bad. Yeah, smooth over the cracks, put things between them to get it to be flatter, more even, less problematic. So, smooth over.